Hello Taurus, welcome to your weekly forecast for July 27th through August 2nd. We're going to see what's happening the week ahead with this lovely little mermaid deck here, keeping with our mermaid and ocean theme for the summer. And we're going to pull a career or finance affirmation, abundance affirmation from this deck here. So without further ado, my darling Taurus, sun, moon, and rising, we're going to see what's happening for you guys in the week ahead for our lovely Tauri, our Taurus friends, Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. See what's going on in the week ahead. Okay, my dears. So the first card that you guys have coming up, Taurus, is reflections. It says what you contemplate can actualize. So this is actually a fancy way of saying what you think about, you bring about. It's a manifestation card, but a lot of it is talking about the duality of what's currently in our life, right? Sometimes what happens when we're in a specific point of awakening, and this is true for a lot of people who are struggling with trying to manifest, right? And you're trying to connect with your spirituality and you're trying to manifest things in your life. There's a certain point or a stage of awakening when we begin to realize, oh my goodness, like here's the things I'm unhappy about, but you begin to see the way that you manifested it, right? Like, oh my gosh, I manifested it because I'm realizing I had this old way of believing about people or situations, or this has actually been like my biggest fear and now it's become true. So you're beginning to see that even though there might be aspects of your life that you're not happy about, you're beginning to see exactly how they were manifested, exactly how they came about being. Now, even though it might be not the ideal situation that we want to be in, there's still a certain level or degree of comfort because it helps us to realize and to see, oh my gosh, so I've manifested some not so great things, but now that I know how I manifested them, I can turn this around and I can manifest some good things. I mean, even looking at this picture here, this thing coming out of the water, it doesn't look so pleasant. It doesn't have the kindest facial expression. It looks kind of scary, like it's coming up and challenging her. But look at the way she's looking back at it. Like, I'm not afraid of you. I know what you are. I know how you came to be. And I know what I'm going to do with you, right? Like, she doesn't have that fear. And so, Taurus, I feel like a lot of you are having this very special stage of awakening, where you're going to be able to put an end to things, where you're going to be able to put an end to like the unpleasant manifestations, and you're going to be able to switch it around to manifesting the positive things. Your next card here, my darlings, is visions. It says here, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, out of body travel. Now, you guys are not the only sign that got a message here in terms of intuition and psychic gifts and abilities. And I think it may have been Aries that also received this card, but I can't remember exactly. There's a lot of doors opening up right now, guys. There's a lot of portals or energy coming in and flowing. So a lot of people are connecting with their spiritual gifts and abilities, their intuition, their psychic gifts. The moon is really jumping out at me. So a lot of you might be doing more moon phase stuff, you know, maybe releases during the full moons and manifestations during the new moons, right? You might be manifesting something very significant in between this new moon into the next full moon. Kind of energy. So I do want to say something about those of you that are manifesting your gifts and abilities, specifically around those of you that maybe are feeling very guided to do things in terms of like astral projection, because this card touches on astral projection. It does talk about out of body travel, okay, which is a form of astral projection. Now, I personally, I'm not a fan of it for myself. It's something that I did very involuntarily. It's not something that I worked to do or to learn how to do. It's just something that I would do. And I didn't have great experiences with it. I'm not a fan of it. So I had to teach myself how not to do it because I don't like it. But that doesn't mean, Taurus, that doesn't mean that because I don't like it, you shouldn't do it. I just want to give you this advice and do with it what you will. If you do decide that you want to embrace that and you want to do the astral projection kinds of stuff, then my advice to you is take a moment to figure out who your spiritual team is. Who do you believe in? Who do you believe in as, protectors, as establishers of order and rules? Like for me, it's Archangel Michael, God, Jesus, those are the energies that I gravitate towards. It might be something different for you. I can't tell you what to believe or how to worship, but it is important that if you're doing something as serious as outer body travel or astral projection, that you go in with your protection, that you go in with your team, okay? You have to keep in mind the spiritual realm. It's the same as like if you were going to go deep sea diving in the ocean. You don't know what you're going to encounter. You can encounter some beautiful things and beautiful sights, but you can also attract, predators that are on the hunt. So for this reason, I'm just going to say, use caution. Use caution. Okay. And even if some of you aren't wanting to do anything that advanced, you're just wanting to connect with your intuition and receiving your messages and your psychic abilities and gifts. Again, who are your protectors? Who do you feel safe with? And, call on them and, have them go through this spiritual journey with you. Your next card here, Taurus, is Imrama. And so this says wonder, voyage, crossing deep waters, pilgrimage, journey of the soul. You guys are definitely going through some major spiritual energies this week. Okay, soul journey, soul travel. I feel for some reason though, Taurus, this soul journey or travel for a lot of you is going to be traveling through past lives and remembering your past lives. And there's something here that has a quality or aspect of soul retrieval for me. Now, soul retrieval can be a very advanced spiritual concept, and I'm not going to keep this reading going for 40 minutes here. So just in a nutshell, sometimes we have traumatic experiences in our life. It can be in this life, it can be in previous lives. But sometimes when we have a traumatic experience, it's so traumatic that a part of us splinters off. Like we don't want to deal with having experienced that trauma. So we disconnect, we disassociate from that part of us. We kind of like splinter off. And so when we go into soul retrieval, we go back and we collect those pieces, right? We go back and we collect those pieces and we make peace with what we've been through, and we heal and we have closure and we feel very complete. And so in this way, Taurus, for some reason, it's not typically a feeling I get with this card. I've used this deck before, but I'm feeling a sense or a concept of soul retrieval for some of you. Like you're just doing it very automatic without having received training, without having, maybe some of you are going to an energy worker or a shaman or someone who's doing drumming work with you to help you do this. But I think for some of you, it's just you're doing it very naturally, or your guides or your angels are walking you through doing this. Some of you may be preparing for travel. That has been an ongoing theme that has come up for Taurus in the past few weeks, where some of you are manifesting travel. And again, there was a past life connection with that too. So I kind of feel like Spirit is confirming for some of you that this will happen. There might be some challenges right now, especially depending on where you live in the world. Like I'm here in the US. There's a lot of countries that are not going to be letting us in for a while, right? They're like, oh, well, if you're coming in from the US, you know, they're not letting us in because of, you know, what's happening. And so there might be some challenges, but I feel like this card is saying, look, don't be discouraged. It will change. It will be lifted. You will get to go and see these places. Your next card here, Taurus, is Sisterhood. And so this says friendship, allies, compatible souls, loyalty, joy, and delight. This card has like a really strong Three of Cups vibe for me. Like if we were looking at tarot, it would make me think of the Three of Cups. And so this is a card of, you know, finding your soul tribe, finding like-minded people. This is also an energy of like feminine energy. Okay. And so for me, sometimes if we were looking at this as like the Three of Cups, sometimes when that reading comes up for me, that card comes up for me in readings, Spirit is saying someone needs to heal their connection with the feminine energy, right? Sometimes there's women and they're like, oh my gosh, you know what? I don't have any girlfriends. I get along better with guys. You know, women are just too catty. They're too competitive. They're too backstabby. They're too gossipy. And I'm just one of the guys, right? Like they have this kind of view of women. And it's like, no, not all women are like that. Are there women who are catty and competitive and backstabbers? Abso-friggin-lutely. Yes, there are. But are all women that way? No, not at all. And so it's like healing that. Or if it's a man who dates women, or even a woman who dates women, if it's somebody who dates women and I see Three of Cups, sometimes the message here is that they need to experience feminine energy in a non-physically intimate kind of way, just in the sake of like human, you know, being there for human supporting human, without romance, without physical intimacy, without attraction, but to feel the power and the healing and the benefits of feminine energy in those non-romantic kind of ways. So this is getting in touch with feminine energy, your own feminine energy, you know, working with feminine energy, healing any wounds that you may have with the feminine. That's the aspect here that I'm getting with this card. Alrighty, my dears. You may want to check out, we're going to see your affirmation here. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos, because some weeks those may resonate with you more than others. They might add a little extra information. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you want to click on the Calendly link, you can schedule a private reading with me there. But let's go ahead and see what your affirmation is here, my dears, for the week ahead. And the affirmation you all have is friendship. We were just talking about that non-physically intimate relationship, right? We were just talking about stepping away from romance. Friendship is actually a great way of opening up for abundance, because friendship teaches us how to receive. It helps open up the heart chakra. The affirmation here is, special friends are there to help me and bring me strength during difficult times. So there could be a healing that needs to take place. And so some of you are manifesting support and friendship. Okay, and this is directly linked to you opening up to receiving abundance. Like I said, this is a way in which the heart chakra can open up to heal and open up to receive. You can check your moon sign and rising sign videos, and you can see what affirmations came up for those, and you can switch them up, or you can put them together and make one big, you know, bigger affirmation for the week. And you can say these affirmations as many times as you want throughout the day. Whenever you want, you can switch them up. But I have found what's been most beneficial for me is to say the affirmations out loud the very first thing in the morning as soon as I wake up, and the very last thing at night when I go to bed, you know, before my head hits the pillow. It's been very helpful to do it the very first thing in the day, very last thing in the day, and to say it out loud, because it's like you're planting seeds in your brain. This is the time that you're switching from the conscious to subconscious, subconscious to conscious. So you're planting the seeds so that this thought, it becomes the autopilot, right? You don't have to remind yourself to think this way. Again, you know, you can do it a different way, whatever resonates with you, but that's something that I have found to be helpful. And a lot of people have been finding the daily messages helpful. Every single day, I post a message on Instagram and Facebook on my Amethyst Angellight pages. You can definitely check those out. I also do a fun little pick a card game. And every month I pick a winner from the social media for a free 30-minute reading. So take advantage of that as well, and check that out. And if you want to see your channeled messages for July or your love readings for July, those are linked in the description. The August videos will be up soon. The August channeled messages and the August love readings. So you can definitely hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell if you haven't already, and you'll be notified when those videos get posted, as well as the weekly forecasts like this one. I thank you for watching, Taurus. I'm wishing you a wonderful week. Take care.